Hello! We hope you're enjoying your stay at Toshi's place.
To help you make the most of your time in Kamakura, we've prepared this sightseeing guide.
Today, we'll introduce you to Sasuke Inari Shrine. It's a really special spot.
Absolutely. It's one of those places that feels a bit magical, almost hidden away.
Yeah.
We're going to explore its stories, its atmosphere.
And why it's just such a fascinating part of Kamakura. We'll look at the history, the legends, what makes it tick, you know?
Exactly. And importantly, how you can experience it yourself, maybe find a little bit of that tranquility it's famous for.
Okay, then, let's dive into the crimson serenity of Sasuke Inari Shrine. So first off, picture this. You're stepping into, well, almost another world. Sasuke Inari Shrine is described as being nestled quietly in this really lush valley in Kamakura.
Crimson serenity is a phrase you hear, and it fits. It's not just a shrine building, it's this whole tranquil space. People definitely go there seeking peace of mind.
Right, it's often called a hidden village of Kamakura. You get that sense immediately.
And the visual impact is just wow. As you approach, you see these bright red torii gates, rows of them.
Oh, yeah.
And they're surrounded by this really deep greenery. It creates this mystical atmosphere. It really draws you in, pulls you out of the everyday.
You definitely feel like you're transitioning somewhere else.
Totally.
And it is genuinely off the beaten path. It's about, what, a 20-minute walk west from Kamakura Station?
Yeah, roughly.
So, right away, it requires a little bit of a walk, a bit of intention to get there. It's not just right on the main drag.
Which often means the experience is a bit deeper, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've made
the effort.
Exactly. Promise is a bit more of a reward, I think.
So that makes you wonder, okay, what's the story here? Why does it feel so significant? Well, it's absolutely steeped in legends, particularly connected to a very famous figure, Minamoto no Yoritomo.
Ah, the first shogun of the Kamakura shogunate. We're talking late 12th century, right?
That's the one. A pivotal time for Japan. And legends tie him directly to this spot.
This is where it gets really cool. Okay, so one story goes, Yoritomo's in exile over in Izu.
Right, before he made his big move.
Exactly. And he has this divine dream, an Inari deity, the fox spirit associated with harvests and prosperity.
Very important kami.
Appears to him,
Yep.
gives him this omen, basically telling him, now's the time, rise up against the Haika clan.
And he did, successfully.
And after he wins, secures power, he supposedly finds a little tiny shrine right here on this spot, and he builds a proper sanctuary in gratitude.
Apparently, he even tasked one of his trusted retainers, Hatakeyama Shigetara, with finding that original spot and rebuilding it. So it's quite specific.
Wow.
And this isn't just like a vague folktale. It's actually part of the shrine's official history. It highlights how important divine favor, or at least the belief in it, was for establishing the shogunate's legitimacy.
So it's linking the very foundation of samurai rule to this specific place.
Pretty much. Gives it real historical weight.
Oh, wait, there's another story too, right? A completely different vibe.
Yes. And this one is really quite charming. It's a local folktale about a fish vendor.
A fish vendor, okay.
Named Genjuro. And the story says he rescued a fox from a dog. Just a simple act of kindness.
Okay.
Later, he also has a dream. A divine message tells him, if you grow daikon radishes here in Sasuke Valley, happiness will follow.
Daikon radishes. Interesting.
Well, it turns out an epidemic hits Kamakura, and the daikon radishes Genjuro grew. They supposedly cured people.
No way.
Yeah. So, in gratitude for this miracle cure, he builds a shrine to Inari.
Wow, so you have the first shogun and a humble fish vendor both linked to its founding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so rich, I think. You have these overlapping narratives. The grand historical figure, the everyday person, both connecting with the divine spirit of the place.
It really shows how history and local beliefs kind of weave together.
And I might even explain the name. Sasuke Inari, Sasuke, is thought to come from Sukodono, which was Yoritomo's childhood nickname. So, Sasuke Inari could mean something like the Inari god who helped Sukodono, who helped Yoritomo.
That ties it all together nicely. Okay, so as you're walking through this hidden village, you see them everywhere. The white fox statues. Countless little statues.
Yeah, they're really noticeable. And they're not just decorations. People leave them as offerings. Each fox is usually holding something specific.
Right, I noticed that. Little items in their mouths or paws.
And there's symbolism there, of course. They might hold a jewel, maybe a scroll, a sheaf of rice, or even a key.
So what did those represent?
Well, they stand for things like spiritual power. That's the jewel. Or wisdom from the scroll. Abundance with the rice.
And the key would be for what? Protection. Or unlocking potential.
Something like that, yeah. Protection, access to blessings. It's like a visual prayer list, almost, representing the virtues and help people are seeking when they come here.
It's a really tangible way to see the faith of the visitors.
Definitely. And then, of course, you have the gates themselves, the famous Torii gates.
The red ones lining the path, there are, what, 93 of them? Something like
come
that?
on that number, yeah. Though sometimes people call it Senbon Torii, which means 1,000 gates. It certainly feels like that many when you're walking through.
It does create that tunnel effect. And you see some are clearly older, weathered wood. Others look brand new, bright vermilion.
Right. Donating a gate is a common practice at Inari shrines, often by businesses or individuals giving thanks for success or answered prayers. So that path is constantly evolving.
Walking through them feels really symbolic, like you're crossing a boundary.
It absolutely is. Think about it. How does walking through a pathway like that change how you feel? It's designed to be a sort of spiritual journey, isn't it? A passage from the everyday world into the sacred space of the shrine.
Yeah, it prepares you somehow.
And imagine it, that bright red against fresh green leaves in spring, or maybe the fiery colors of autumn. It must look incredible, like stepping into a dream.
Definitely a photographer's dream, too.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so beyond the gates, what else is there? There's a sacred spring, Reikosen.
Yes, Reikosen. Now, you can't actually drink the water directly from the spring these days.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
But historically, it was revered. It was seen as a vital source of water for the local rice fields, so essential for life and prosperity.
Makes sense. Agriculture was everything.
And even today, many believe that taking some of its water home, maybe putting it on your family altar, brings blessings. It's about bringing that sacred energy into your own space.
Interesting connection.
The shrine also has an 11-faced Kannon Bodhisattva statue. Kannon represents compassion in Buddhism.
Right, often shown with multiple faces to see suffering everywhere.
Exactly. This particular statue was moved here during the Edo period, and it's especially popular for those seeking help with romance, finding love.
Oh, really? Is there a story behind that?
There is a rather lovely legend about a Princess Akamatsu-kun. She's said to have carved the statue herself.
Wow.
And prayed not just for her own happiness and love, but for everyone else's too.
That's beautiful.
And it's a living tradition. Every year on May 18th, they have a special viewing, an unveiling of the statue. Couples come and tie little charms, often to the fox statues nearby, making their prayers.
So it's still very much active, and the main deity, the central figure, worshipped here.
That's Ukanomitama no Mikoto, a major kami, often linked with Inari.
And worshipped for.
Oh, pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Originally harvests, but now it extends to career success, business prosperity, doing well in school, good health, even luck for fishermen. And, yes, finding love too.
So a very versatile deity. Whatever you need, there's probably a prayer for it here.
You could say that, yeah. It covers a lot of bases. Now, if you're visiting and you want a little keepsake, you can get a gashuen. That's the shrine's seal stamp, usually in red ink.
Yes, people collect those in special books, don't they?
They do. Here, typically, they give you a pre-written sheet with the stamp. But if you're someone who really appreciates the calligraphy, the hand-brush characters, there's actually a special way to get it handwritten. It involves what they call a two-shrine pilgrimage. You also need to visit Goryo Shrine.
Oh, interesting. Why is that?
It's because the same priest serves both Sasuke Inari and Goryo Shrine. So the beautiful calligraphy part is actually done at Goryo Shrine.
I see.
And then you bring it back here to Sasuke Inari to get the final stamp added. It makes it a bit more of a journey, a mini pilgrimage.
That's actually really neat. Makes the memento even more meaningful. And here's something quite unusual for Kamakura. Apparently, it's pet-friendly.
Yes, which is lovely. You can actually bring your dog or other pets into the shrine grounds.
That's fantastic for people traveling with their furry friends.
Yeah, it really is. Obviously, you need to follow good etiquette, keep them leashed, clean up, that sort of thing. But they're welcome.
Do they have anything specific for pets?
They do. They have special charms, omamori, just for pets, and even pet-themed ima plaques, where you can write prayers for your animal's health and safety.
Oh, that's so sweet. It makes it a really popular spot for animal lovers, then.
Definitely. It shows how spirituality here can embrace all members of the family, even the four-legged ones. Okay, practicalities. How do you get there? We mentioned the walk about 20 minutes from Kamakura Station's west exit. It's a pleasant walk, actually.
Hi. Any other options?
Yep. You can take a bus from the stop called City Hall May. That's Shiakushome get off at Homokyukume. It's a short walk from there.
Good to know. Or a taxi, I suppose.
Or taxi, sure. Just be aware there's no dedicated parking lot right at the shrine itself.
Right, so if you drive, you'll need to find one of the coin-operated parking lots nearby.
Exactly. Plan for that.
And here's a great local tip. Sasuke Inari is super close, like 5 minutes walk from another very famous shrine, Zenyarai Benzaiten.
The money-washing shrine.
That's the one where people literally wash their money in the spring water, hoping it will multiply.
So it's really easy to visit both on the same trip. You can just stroll along the wooded path connecting them.
That sounds lovely. A very serene and potentially prosperous little walk.
Potentially. And importantly, there's no admission fee for Sasuke Inari.
Free entry, always good. And opening hours.
Generally about 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. But you know what, that really peaceful, quiet experience, try to go on a weekday morning. It's much less crowded.
Good tip. Maximize the tranquility.
So bringing all this together, understanding the history, the legends, the symbols, even the practical stuff like visiting hours, it really helps you appreciate the shrine on a deeper level, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It stops being just a pretty place with red gates and becomes this site layered with meaning and stories.
And thinking about your stay, maybe at Toshi's place, having that flexibility is key.
How so?
Well, being able to set your own schedule, maybe because you have a kitchen and aren't tied to hotel meal times, or just the freedom of that kind of unmanned setup, it means you can visit early in the morning.
Ah, right. Beat the crowds. See it when it's really quiet.
Exactly. Or maybe go later in the afternoon as things are winding down. You get to experience that tranquil atmosphere people talk about, but genuinely, you can actually feel it.
That makes a huge difference. Instead of rushing through with lots of people, you can take your time, really soak it in.
It allows for, maybe a quiet moment of reflection at the main hall without feeling rushed, or just enjoying that walk through the gates in peace.
It changes the visit from just sightseeing to something more personal, reflective.
Precisely. It becomes less of a tourist stop and more of a genuine experience. Finding that comfort, renewal, and hope that the shrine seems to offer, you can really lean into that when you have the time and space.
So there you have it, our deep dive into Sasuke Inari Shrine, a place where, wow, history, folklore, nature, it all just comes together in a really unique way.
It really does. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How these ancient places still offer so much peace and maybe inspiration today.
Yeah, pockets of meaning in our busy lives. So as you think about this hidden village in Kamakura, maybe consider this. How could spending time in a place so full of stories, so serene, actually shift your own perspective a bit?
Right. Can a simple walk through some red gates really transport you somewhere else, not just physically, but maybe mentally or spiritually too?
Perhaps the real magic of Sasuke Inari isn't just the foxes or the legends.
But the chance it gives you to find a moment of stillness, a connection in this fast-moving world. A little bit of that crimson serenity for yourself. What did you think?
We hope the rest of your stay at Toshi's place will be filled with wonderful memories.